Hello class, this is my post for Blog Form 4. I chose to talk about Schinniger's drivers of change. Now I work right now as an IT consultant at the higher education level, and those drivers spoke to me as what it takes to establish real change on a pedagogical level when you're trying to incorporate technology into your courses. I've also worked at the secondary level as an educational technologist, and the ability to introduce a plan of successful change must start at the top and follow the guidelines that I'm going to talk about. These drivers of change work on every level, or I've seen them work in every level, and they must be studied when thinking about change. So let's dive into these drivers of change. The first one is connectedness matters. The ability of a school to create a shared understanding is a school that will be successful in this change. This means that a school will need to take time to understand where each teacher is on their technological journey. Can they understand it? Where are they? After you establish an understanding of your teachers and that level of understanding, then you can begin to develop a plan of change that incorporates your teacher's level of knowledge and then create that plan. So you have to be able to understand where they are on that journey. How much can they understand, and what do we need to do to get them to where we need to get them to be. The second is vision. Now, in this way, 2020 hindsight is just not acceptable. A school division needs to have 2020 pre-sight in order to be able to tell their teachers in a clear vision why it's important to change. Why do we need to incorporate this technology? This clear vision of why and how important for change is it's almost one of the most important things you have to do, because educators have experienced multiple levels of we have to integrate this. I've been in multiple situations as an educator where the powers that be tell you have to do this technologically, and you have no understanding where it is on the pedagogical journey that you're integrating into your classroom. Teachers will need to understand the why in order to buy into the process. It will only be through that process of understanding that vision that teachers will buy into that vision. The third is value. At the end of the day, we as teachers need to be able to understand how technologies will be used to support student learning, and how will that technology be used to create experiences that students find meaningful. In my experiences, this is the toughest hill to climb. Teachers can sometimes act like dogs like an old dog that can't learn a new trick, and they just don't understand how technology can help them get to that pedagogical outcome that they want to. The upside is that there is a complete volume of research out there that shows the positive effects of technology in the classroom, and this can be used to show teachers value. That value can be transferred for buy-in for teachers. Next is support. Now, if you go to the Circuit City or Best Buy and you buy a new TV, you want to know that's better than your last TV, right? And if it does not work, that you have a support system in place to be able to show you either how to fix that TV or how you can use that TV in the best way. Educators are the same way. That same theory can be used for teachers when implementing technology. If the technology is coming to my classroom, then I want to know why it's there and what it's going to do to improve the classroom experience, and that I have the support there that's going to help me get to where I need to go. Now, next is professional development. If you look back at your childhood and the time when one of your parents ran next to you holding that bike seat when you're learning how to ride a bike, then you understand what professional development might be. Your parents acted as your professional development at that moment. You needed to learn a skill, and you learned it in a quicker way having the help of a more educated person, someone who knew how to ride a bike. It's in that same way that teachers will best learn that new technology. They will require a diverse number of professional development opportunities, and situations where they can learn to ride that bike from a variety of different people. Next is embracement. In keeping with the example above, learning to ride a bike was made easier when you were sold that the fact that this was an important goal, that you need to be able to get to where you next need to go in life by learning how to ride a bike. You learn to understand the positive effects of learning to ride that bike. So that's where you need to go in terms of the process. Next and last is data. How can we use data and all the above things to get to where we need to go? Now, data is the next big thing in education, using artificial intelligence. How can we integrate technology and the data we get from that technology to push our students to the next step? So that's where I was in this journey. I was really excited to learn all this from Schinniger's readings this week, and I look forward to reading the rest of the posts from my fellow students. So thanks.